London gets around 30 million visitors every year. More than all other UK cities combined. It's one of the world's most filmed, photographed and talked about cities. Even if you've never been here before, London probably already feels familiar. But what is the city actually like once you are there? Is it really worth visiting as a family, or is it just overcrowded and overrated? We spent 3 days exploring London with our kids, Laila, Emmett and Malik, to find out. This is our travel journal. We are a family of 5 from Germany, making the most of every chance we get to explore the world together, one journey at a time. And after driving all the way from Germany to the United Kingdom, we ended up
mitten in London und jetzt sind wir an der Pizzeria und warten auf das Essen.
Yeah, well, first we ended up in a small flat, just a 3-minute walk away from Buckingham Palace, that would become our home base for exploring the city. What's more important to you when booking accommodation? The interior or the location? Let us know in the comments. At first, London felt exactly how we imagined it would. Loud, fast, busy. Everywhere we looked, there were tourists, buses, traffic and people rushing in every direction.
Schaut mal, das ist hier die sogenannte Buckingham Palace Road.
Was ist das hier? Das scheint irgendwie besonders zu sein.
Yes, it's the Buckingham Palace.
Ah. Okay.
Großbritannien hat eine der wenigen Monarchien, die es noch gibt. Und das hier ist das Zuhause, sozusagen.
Es sieht aus wie ein Knast aus dem Jahr 1930.
Also irgendwie ist es ja auch wie ein Knast, kann man sagen. Und ich habe meine Kamera nicht dabei. Weil ich dachte, wir gehen hier morgen. Ich dachte, wir gehen nur kurz einkaufen.
You will never just walk around with me. I always use the time to explore the city.
Yeah, we were supposed to get some breakfast for the next day. But with Buckingham Palace in the neighborhood, why not stop by, right?
Was kauft ihr da?
Next morning, Emmett was the only one who was up for the challenge to face the crowds at Buckingham Palace for the changing of the guards ceremony. And here you can see how insanely crowded places in London can get.
Yeah, and it's actually quite early. They'll only be changing the guards in a bit less than an hour. Everything is full here already, so. But the sun is shining. But where did we already see a changing of the guards? Do you remember?
In Dänemark.
In Denmark, yeah. So changing of the guards in Denmark a few days before Christmas. So that was very cool experience too, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You like that?
A great thing about London is, by the way, that you can reach many sites by foot.
Mission ice cream almost accomplished because we already found an ice cream. We already discovered an ice cream truck.
Wie ist das hier?
Malik freut sich schon. Ich glaube, er hatte gerade Panik, oder? Dass der geschlossen wäre. Oh, Ben & Jerry's, wird bestimmt teuer. Oh, ja.
Ich nehme einen Marshmallow Waffel.
Marshmallow Waffle.
Crispy onions.
No crispy onions? So darling, the spoon is inside for you. £13.50 please.
Heute noch Oreo, okay.
£20. Thank you. Next please.
Hey there.
No, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yeah. We'd like one Oreo waffle,
Oreo waffle
one marshmallow waffle and 2 sprinkle waffles.
and 2 sprinkles. So 2 sprinkles.
Yes. Eins für dich, Malik, ne?
Got it?
Gut festhalten, okay? Schatzi, kannst du das kurz festhalten?
Sprinkle.
Thank you.
1 Oreo and
Schatzi, kannst du das
one
kurz festhalten,
marshmallow.
damit ich bezahlen kann?
Was it 1 Oreo, 1 marshmallow?
Yes, correct.
Oreo?
Emmy, kommst du hier rüber? Ja.
With the marshmallow, darling. With your hand, push them so they don't fall off.
Hast du verstanden?
Okay? Okay, £26, madam. On the top for me.
Did it work?
English processing approved.
Wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Next, please.
Okay.
If you or your kids get tired at some point, just hop on the tube. When planning our trip, I had watched a few YouTube videos and the creators mentioned the dirty underground more than once. However, we found the tube to be spotless. Riding through London on the top of a red double-decker bus is, by the way, part of the experience too. What surprised us most was that we fell in love with London in Chinatown.
Eigentlich, ne?
侏儒般的庞然大物倒下，抽泣倾卧，但他的道理。
In my 20s, I had spent a few days in London with a friend and I recalled us eating here. But I somehow had forgotten what it feels like to be there. And now, with our China travel experiences, and especially because our original travel plans for 2026 had actually included China, walking here felt strangely special. And it was actually quite hard to decide where to eat, with so many options. What food would you try first in Chinatown? Let us know in the comments. If you have young kids, you should also visit Paddington, the bear. This statue here is just a short walk away from Chinatown and the perfect photo spot.
Einer links, einer rechts oder so? Ja.
And Laila, Our teenie really enjoyed the atmosphere a few streets later, because there were street performers and artists at Trafalgar Square. One moment you are surrounded by massive crowds in London, and the entire world seems to come together here, and we love that international vibe. But a few streets later, everything suddenly feels calm again.
Das ist eine Elster da. Wo ist ein Eichhörnchen? Ja, stimmt, hast du recht.
If you want to take something home from the city you see so many times on screens, souvenir shopping is possible at every corner. But we often end up with either clothes or sweets as souvenirs. One of the biggest highlights of our London trip was celebrating Laila's 14th birthday. At the Harry Potter studios. The kids had read the books and watched the movies, but none of us were huge Harry Potter fans. Nevertheless, I thought visiting the sets might create more interest in reading, storytelling and maybe even filmmaking.
Wo ist das dazugehörige Elternteil? Ah.
Believe me, it was not easy to get tickets. You have to book well in advance.
Welcome to Hogwarts. Give this also a big push. And a big round of applause for our amazing birthday helpers. And then come right on in to the one, the only, the great hall of Hogwarts. Now, this is one of the first sets ever constructed for the films, and it's also, as you can probably tell, one of the largest. It stood for more than 10 years on a soundstage just over there, actually, during production filming. And I know it's tempting to stop in those doors, but please do keep coming all the way in. I promise you it just gets better and better.
But there were also some special effects that were used as well. So for example, when we see the Pixies pulling at Hermione's hair, those are wires added to Emma Watson's hair, which made it look like it was being pulled by the Pixies. And as for Neville here, they added clips to the backs of his ears that made it look like his ears were being pulled by the Pixies.
When you are at the Harry Potter studios, you not only find crowds, again, but the amount of detail. This sets the atmosphere. I once visited the Universal Studios in Florida and Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood, but the Warner Brothers Studio tour in London is next level.
Habt ihr was gefunden oder was?
Ja, man kann diese Bücher hier personalisieren, dass unten dann der Name steht.
Okay.
Sind wir gerade am gucken, sollen wir das machen?
Kostet das dann mehr, oder?
Ja, es kostet 5 Pfund mehr.
As you can see, we got those books, even though they were not cheap. But I like that the kids get a souvenir that they can use to write their own stories. Or even if it's just a diary, they get to create something themselves, rather than consuming only.
Ich nehme jetzt hier mal so ein Ding runter, ein Butterbier.
Sollen wir die so nehmen? Oder?
Wir können das ganze Tablett nehmen.
After about half the tour, you'll reach the so-called backlot cafe. And believe us, you'll need a break because there's a lot to take in. We used the time to actually cheer and celebrate Laila's birthday.
Ja, los. Lailisch, auf dich.
Schön, dass es dich gibt. What a beer.
Ist einfach eine Sahne oben drauf und unten halt irgendeine Soda.
Dad, look, I just got a letter! Hey, give it back, it's mine!
Oh, in den Garten müssen wir nochmal rein dann.
By the end of the day, we completely understood why so many people love this place. It genuinely pulls you into that world and makes you a fan of the Harry Potter stories. Are you a fan of Harry Potter? Let us know in the comments.
Gnädiger Emmet, wie fandest du heute deinen Aufenthalt bei Harry Potter?
Guten Tag, der edle Herr. Ich fand diesen schönen Aufenthalt in dem Harry Potter Dingsbums sehr unterhaltend. Außerdem unterhaltsam. Es war sehr interessant zu sehen, wie solche Filme gedreht werden. Außerdem schmeckt die Vorspeise namens Brot sehr lecker. Sehr vorzüglich.
Eilig, sei nicht so töricht.
Ich find's cool, so zu sehen, wo das halt alles hier so gedreht wurde und so. Also, und ich finde halt erstaunlich, dass halt zum Beispiel diese Bank so groß ist und so. Und ich hätte halt irgendwie gedacht, dass sie, keine Ahnung, zwei so eine Bankteile halt machen, also halt immer halt so ein Ding, das sie halt einfach mehrmals kopiert haben.
Das Geburtstagsmädchen darf jetzt auch mal was sagen. Das war ihr Aufenthalt bei Harry Potter.
Gut.
Was sagst du bisher hier über das Dinner?
Lecker.
In ganzen Sätzen? Also das Essen ist bis jetzt sehr lecker und es sieht sehr hochwertig aus, also es ist auch die Vorspeise, aber und von den 4 Butterarten mag ich das Gelbe am liebsten. Ja.
Mama, jetzt zeige ich zur Zürich und das Laila ausspricht.
Ich finde das Blaue sieht auch sehr interessant aus, wenn man das so da drauf hat.
Honestly, before visiting London, we weren't sure if we'd really enjoy it as a family. The city seemed expensive, crowded and overwhelming. But over these 3 days, something slowly changed. Because what makes London special isn't just the landmarks. It's the atmosphere, the energy, the history, the mix of cultures and people from all over the world. Somehow, despite all the chaos, London never stopped feeling alive. So, is London worth visiting as a family? For us, absolutely. Not because it's perfect. London is crowded, it is expensive, and sometimes it feels overwhelming. But maybe that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. And next time, we already know there's one thing we definitely want to experience: a real London musical. And our road trip across Britain is far from over. So if you want to follow the rest of the journey from national parks and historic towns to more unforgettable UK experiences, make sure to subscribe, because there's still a lot more to come.